And so how many of you are agree with this? Like if I plan the sessions on vacation, then you will be there. How many of you agree with this? Okay, thanks. There are many students. Okay, great. Great, great. So yeah, every day we will plan at least 1 hour. I will not bore you more than 1 hour. So that every day we discuss one new concept, even though it is not part of your syllabus. So before your sixth semester, you know all the needed concepts. So as and when needed, you can implement it without referring it. That's why I'm thinking, because in every semester I can say I'm running out of time as far as Android is concerned. I can never complete the syllabus in Android, and by looking at the depth of the subject, it is almost impossible. Fine, within one semester we cannot complete entire syllabus, and there are many things which we have not even included in our syllabus, like Volley, Retrofit, Firebase. It is not there, and if it is there, then only introduction part is there. But I don't want to give only introduction. I want you to start implementation of Volley on Retrofit, Firebase. Even Google Sheet integration is also not there. But as it is very important, let's decide and let's discuss on the data integration part with Volley. And so in that case, I need support from you. In vacation, if you'll be there, then I will be more than happy. Other than Diwali and New Year day, 2 days we will observe holiday mostly. Other than those 2 days, we will go for sessions. Okay, yeah. So today we are going to discuss how we can insert data into Google Sheet using Volley library. So there are few steps which you need to remember. Uh, to use Volley library, you need to add one of the dependency that I will let you know, and then you can start developing the things. So what we will do, let me just clearly give the idea. Like in this session, what we are going to implement, we will do something like this. Let's say in my activity, okay, let's say this is my activity. So what we will do, we will go with to edit text here. Let's say 2 or 3, whatever number of columns you want. Accordingly, you can place the edit text. So let's say I'm going with to edit text for let's say first name and last name or whatever. Let's say first name and last name. So what we will do, when I will enter first name and last name in appropriate edit text, and when I click on this button, this is my button which will add the values in the Google Sheet like this. So here I will give my first name, here I will give last name, and when I click on add button, both the entries must be inserted in my Google Sheet, which is live. I'm talking about Google Sheet, not the Excel sheet. Fine. So this is what we are going to do. It's very simple thing. We will need only two edit text and one button. Whatever input user will give, by clicking on this button, both the entries must be inserted in the Google Sheet. And do you have any idea about Google Script? Is there anyone who have a little bit idea about Google Script? Because this is also we are going to use today. Have you ever heard about Google Script? Yes or no? Using Google Sheet, you can do wonders. So later on, after completion of session, if you get time, then just search on Google Sheet and you will find various functions, like just by writing the script, what you can do using Google Sheet without using any of the platform. I'm not saying you need to write Google script and try to interact with that script using Android, using PHP, using .NET, or using Java. Simply using Google Sheet, and by writing the script in Google Script, you can do wonders. You can even build small systems also. Fine, but that is again another topic. So you can do it by your own. I am having a few ideas about that Google Script. So if you stuck anywhere, you can contact me. Still, I am not good at Google Script, but I know how to write coding in Google Script, how to define variables and all, how to define functions, how it works, how you can deploy, how you can publish. Those are the things which I know. So I will guide you if needed. But later on, if you will get time, then you should go through it because it is very interesting, and to interact with the Google APIs, it is very much useful. So today in this application, there is a little bit coding we are going to write in the Google script also. So I will let you know how you can open Google Script Editor, how you can write the code, how it can interact with the applications. And do you know one of the tool about checking the script? For example, if I want to send request to server and I want to check whether server has given any response or not, then do we have any tool using which I can test whether I'm getting the response or not? Do you have any idea about that? I think in PHP you might have used. I don't know, but in PHP you should use that tool. So have you ever tested any tool to check whether your server is giving any response or not when you apply any request? Yes or no? No, localhost is not for checking the response from server. Localhost is local to your computer only. I'm talking about servers. So for example, if I try to insert the data in Google Sheet and I want to see whether the data is inserted in Google Sheet or not without checking the sheet. So based on that, I need to check whether I'm getting the response or not. So if you don't have any idea, then Postman is one of the tool. If you ever heard about it, the tool name is Postman. Let me write it here in the chat. Postman tool. This is very interesting tool for scripting side. Whenever you go for scripting, this tool is very useful. Okay, so today I will let you know how you can use even Postman tool. Fine. Then one more thing I was about to ask. Yeah, do you know the difference between the methods which are get and post? In PHP, I think you have used both the methods, get method and post method. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between get and post method? Uh, in case of get, a value is getting sent in URL, okay. And in case of post, it is going in backend, correct. So here we don't want to give data in URL. So in our application, we are going to use a post method. So I think you have clear understanding about get and post. That is fine. So now let's start the session. Let me create the new module. Uh, Let me give name Google Sheet integration. So I hope you have clear understanding about the project which we are going to do. Simply we will design one activity where there will be two edit text and one button. When I click on button, I will write my entire logic, like how we can send request, how we can get response. So that is little bit complex. Other than this area, everything is too easy. And you don't have any idea about Google Script also, so that is also a little bit complex for you. But still, I will try my best to explain it clearly. And if you don't get each and every concept in detail, then also you can just refer this code, and as and when needed, you can simply modify the columns. So if sample is with you, you can integrate with Google Sheet. And there is nothing wrong in copying this code. But you should know how the flow is there, from where application starts, how it goes, how it can send the request, how you can get the response. So you should know the entire flow so that in your application, if you want more number of columns instead of two columns, then also you can do it. So now let me know if you have any doubt regarding this by the time the module is created. Let me know if you have any doubt. I hope it is clear that in this application what we are going to do. Yes or no? Yeah. Okay, great. So as I said, one thing we are going to add one dependency for Volley library. Then we will design the layout where we will place to edit text one button. We will find the IDs, and we can do one more thing. Until and unless we get response, we can ask application to go with progress dialog, so that you will come to know that there is something which is wrong in the application. Either internet connectivity is poor, if you are not getting response in time, then during that time your progress dialog will appear, and as soon as you will get the response, you can dismiss the progress dialog. So if possible, we will do that also. Whenever you will click on button, you will get progress dialog, either ring or horizontal, it's up to you. And as soon as we will get the response, we can dismiss the dialog and we can display a toast message, and then we can check for the Google Sheet whether data is inserted or not. Later on, we will try to fetch that data also. Yeah, so our application is ready. Now, as I said, let me just design the layout first, then we will add the dependency also. So let me go with linear layout. Uh, this is my favorite. Let's say orientation is vertical. Let me give padding also 30 dp. I don't want this text view, so just remove it. I want one edit text having width. Let's say I want to cover entire width, so let's match parent. For height, I want wrap content only. Let me give ID also, EDT for first name. Let me give hint also, enter your first name. Yeah, that's it. Similarly, I want one more edit text. Again, match parent, wrap content. ID, I want EDT, last name. I want to give hint also, like enter your last name. And at the end, I want one button, which is, let's say, wrap content. ID is btn add to add the details, or you can say btn send, whatever, it's up to you. Text, let's say add data. So this is how my activity looks like. There will be two edit text. You can see both the edit text are there. Enter your first name, enter your last name, and one button is there. So as soon as user will enter the values in both the edit text, and when I click on add data button, it should be inserted in the Google Sheet. This is what we are going to do. Fine. So now let's see how you can add the dependency for Volley. It's very simple. You can remember it, or else you can copy it from the internet. It's very easy, so I'm able to recall it. Otherwise, even I am also getting it from the internet. Where is the project? Yeah, this one. I'll have to go with Gradle files or Google Sheet integration. All the Gradles are there. Google Sheet integration, this one. So here I will have to add one more dependency. Earlier it was compile, keyword was compile to add the dependency, but nowadays in the later version, instead of compile, we will have to use implementation keyword. This keyword we will have to use to add the dependency. So let me write implementation. Now for Volley, the library which we are going to, or the dependency which we are going to add is com.android.volley :volley. I remember this because it's very easy. Otherwise, if you will search this thing in internet, then you will get this dependency. com.android.volley :volley 1.0.0. That's it, and you can synchronize now. Why I'm getting an error? I think now this library is updated. Let me see what error I'm getting. change. Yeah, it is updated. Earlier it was 1.0.0. Now it is changed to 1.1.0. Let's do it. Yes, 1.1.0. So instead of 1.0.0, now you should use this because this library is updated. So now you need to use the updated one. And as soon as you add the dependency, you need to click on synchronize now. So once you will add this library, or once you will add this dependency, you will be able to access all the classes and methods of this Volley library. And so let's wait for a few minutes by the time the system adds a dependency. And we can go to the main activity between that. Let's create the object of both the all the controls. So we have, okay, still indexing is going on, so I cannot do this. So we'll have to wait only. Yeah, I think it is done. Yeah. Okay. So we have added the dependency. Now we are going to find the IDs of both the edit text. Let's say this is for fname and lname. We are going with to edit text. Then one button is also there. And let's say add button. So add. Let's find ID of all controls. Fname equal to find view by ID r.id dot, what was the name, edt first name. Yeah. Then similarly you can do it for last name. Lname equal to find view by id r.id dot edt last name. And similarly you can do it for button. Add equal to find view by id r.id dot btn add. So what is the flow? First step is you can add the dependency in your Gradle file. This is the dependency which you will have to add while using Volley library. Second step, you can design your XML file the way you want. If you want more number of columns, then you can go with more fields. As of now, for demonstration, I'm going with 2 fields. In your Google Sheet, if you have 10 fields, then you will have to go for 10 edit text. Right? It's very easy. Then after designing user interface, you can go with main activity file where you can find the IDs. After finding the IDs, what you can do, you can create the click event of button because we want to send the data as soon as I click on the button. So let's implement click event of this button. Add dot set on click listener new view dot on click listener. Fine. And whenever I will click on this button, on click method is going to be invoked. And now what we will do, either I can write the entire logic which I'm going to use for sending the request to the protocol, and based on that I will retrieve the response. So either I can write the entire logic in on click method, or to make it simple I can create one method, and when I click on the button I can call the method. So it's up to you, it's your choice, whatever you want to do you can. Fine. So let me go with the separate method so that I can clearly explain that from one click it calls the method, then it goes to the method. After execution of method, this is what you will get. So let me create one method here. After on create, let's say public void, what I can, let's say add data, whatever it can be. After all, it's user defined method, add data, and from here I will call the method add data. Is it fine what I'm going to do? Any doubt? Whenever I will click on button, it will call this add data method, and it is already implemented here. So when it will call this method, now entire logic I will place inside this and add data method, so that we can have separate track of our logic. That's the only reason. Otherwise, whatever logic I will write here, you can write same logic inside one click also. You don't need to go with separate method. Is it fine? Yes or no? Okay, great. So you can stop me as and when you get any doubt. I know this is little bit complex. As of now, it is not complex. Complexity is not there. But now I'm going to write the complex code. So now in this add data method, we will have to write our logic. So as I said, first I want to go with the progress dialog when I click on the button. Until and unless I get any response from the server, I want to go with the progress dialog. So let's create one progress dialog. So let's say progress dialog, not progress bar. I want to go with progress dialog. Let's create the object of progress dialog. Let's say dialog equal to uh, so now again there are few steps. Earlier whenever I was teaching progress dialog, what we were doing, we were creating the object of progress dialog, then we were using few methods, how which kind of progress dialog I want, and by default, as I said, we will get the ring progress dialog. So if I want to combine all these steps, I can simply write like this: progress dialog, where is it? Yeah, progress dialog dot show. I can write the current reference, which is main activity dot this is the first parameter. Second parameter is what title you want and what message. So you can set the title and message using method also. If you remember, let me just show you, and you can combine everything also. Progress dialog, where is it? Yeah. So you can see this is what we were doing. We can create new. We can create the object of progress dialog. While creating object, we can pass the current reference. Then you can use set message, set title. So even though if you don't want to create the object, you can call both the methods, or you can pass the values as a parameter only. Fine. So I'll show you how. See, first parameter I have given the current reference. Now second parameter, you can see here. You can see here I'm getting second parameter title, third parameter message. So whatever title I want to give, I can give the title. So uh, let's say loading or anything. You can write anything. It's up to you. Okay. And message, whatever message you want to give, you can give that message. Let's say wait, or please wait, or whatever. Please wait. So that's it. So when I click on button, it will call this add data method. When it will go to the add data method, it will create one progress dialog, and I'm calling the show method. So it will directly show the progress dialog having this title and this message. એટલે તમને એક પ્રોગ્રેસ ડાયલોગ દેખાશે જ્યાં ઉપર ટાઇટલમાં લોડિંગ લખેલું હશે, મેસેજમાં પ્લીઝ વેઇટ. So dialog is there. Now we will have to get the text which user is giving in the edit text. આપણે એવું જોઈએ છે કે edit text માં જે વેલ્યુ એન્ટર થશે, that we are supposed to enter in the Google Sheet. તો અહીંયાથી આપણે એને get કરાવીએ. So let me go with two string variable for again first name and last name. So let's say string fname equal to, let me get the values. It is in fname dot get text. Why it is not there? What was the name? It's fname. Okay, I think we have same variable, that's why. Yeah, fname dot get text dot to string. And if you want to trim it, if user gives more number of values, then you can even trim it. It's optional, it's up to you. Similarly for last name, let me go with lname1, or let me write instead of one, let me write first name and last name. lname dot get text dot to string dot trim. Fine. So we have got both the values. Now very interesting thing is there is one inbuilt class which is defined inside Holy library. That class name is string request. So we have to use the object of string request class. So let me create the object of string request. This is the inbuilt class which will request to the server, and based on that we will get the response. And for a response, this class is giving two methods. So let me explain you how you can do it. You can create the object of string request. Let's say string request equal to new string request, and as a parameter you will have to pass four values. First one is the method, either you want to go with get method or post method. Second is your URL of your Google script, which we are going to discuss later on. Third is you need to add one of the response listener, and fourth one is you will have to add the error listener if you don't get response and if you are getting error. So we'll have to implement both the listeners also. So this object needs four parameters. So let me go with first parameter, which is post. We are going to use post method. So how you can access it? You can pass like this: request dot method. Yeah, request dot method, and you will see all the methods. You can see here: get, post, delete, everything. All the methods are there. So let me go with post. So I'm done with the first parameter. Then you can see here, this is the first parameter, which is method. Second parameter is URL, third one is listener, fourth one is error listener. So let me go with second parameter, which is string URL, and as of now I don't know what is the URL for my Google script. So let me go with blank. You need to remind me that we are yet to write the script here. So if I forget, you need to notify me. As soon as we create the Google script, we will have to copy that link, and that link we will have to paste here. Fine. So as of now, this is pending. Third one is we will have to create the listener for the response. So if you don't know what kind of response, sorry,